You don't understand content. You just copy it. I have done personally $3.5 million in GMV as a TikTok Shop affiliate. I have coached some of the top affiliates on the app currently. One thing I see most creators struggle with, and I genuinely think, well, one, TikTok Shop all comes down to content. If you understand content, you can make a ton of money. The problem is most creators don't understand content. They're just being told to copy, 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 right? You see the lighting, the visuals, the hook, but you don't actually know what you're copying. There's much more that goes into a video than what you actually see. The goal of this video is to fully is to give you a deeper understanding of what content actually is, what you're actually watching. Because if you can actually understand the deeper the frameworks behind the content you're watching opposed to just copying what you see, you'll now be the one that people are copying. You can now start your own frameworks. You're now not dependent on someone having a viral video so you can copy them. So the whole point of this video is there's 4 levels to this with every single viral video, and every single one stacks on top of the other. Without one of them, the next one doesn't matter. So we'll start with the foundation. This is pretty basic. So here we have the foundation, right? Without the foundation, nothing else matters. We're going to get into structure. We're going to get into styles. We're going to get into different frameworks that these creators are using to generate millions, that I use to generate millions. But without this, none of this matters. So this is where we have lighting, right? Lighting, just get a nice ring light or put your phone in front of a natural camera. Don't have glare above your head or coming behind you. Super simple, easy fix. Another stupid thing, just wipe the freaking lens or wipe your camera before you record. Super simple. Audio, invest in a nice mic, right? There's plenty out there. Spend 50 bucks, spend 100 bucks, get a mic. You're doing content and you're trying to make this a serious thing. You don't want people hearing echoing. Editing, take it serious. Go through the video an extra 5 minutes and clear out all that blank space. Tonality, this obviously depends on the type of video. I could go in depth, by the way, on every single one of these. So this is kind of just a brief overview to get you to understand like these 4 layers of content. I could do more videos on every single one of these, but tonality totally depends on your video style and your video framework. But at the end of the day, just try to talk like you're talking to a friend. The same way I'm talking to you guys right now, like you're one of my best friends or one of my buddies or a cousin. Talk to the camera as if there's a human watching the video. On the other side of that screen, when you hit post, there will be a human that watches it and interacts with it. And if the human doesn't like it, that's why it's doing bad. So at the end of the day, you actually are talking to people. So pretend you're talking to a human. And then product, I could do a whole product research video. Obviously, this is a whole big thing. I'm not going to take 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour and go into this. But, without all of these things and the product, none of these next things matter. Once you have these things down, most creators do this and they're like, okay, I'm good. Most creators do step 1 and step 2 and they think they're doing good and they wonder why they're not going viral, right? So that's step 1. Without the foundation, nothing else matters. If you have a terrible foundation, it's like building a house on sand. Then we have video structure, right? This is universal. This is a principle. Every single video, you have a hook, you have a body, you have a CTA. Now, as far as a hook, there's plenty of different types of hooks. There's visual hooks, there's verbal hooks, there's text hooks. You can do all 3 of these in one video. Study hooks, watch a ton of hooks, make a Notion doc on your laptop with all different types of hooks that you've seen, the different types of visual hooks, the different things people have said, the text hook on screen people are saying to make people comment, and study them. Try a bunch of different ones. And the main thing you want to understand here is you want to know the principle behind the hook opposed to just the hook itself. So the text hook that someone said, instead of just copying the text hook word for word, try to understand what emotion did that spark in the viewer and why did this text hook work and how can I recreate this in my own way opposed to just copying. Body, this is just showing off the product. CTA, typically scarcity, urgency, right? So people be like, oh, I have good lighting and then I have a hook body CTA. Why are my videos not going viral? Well, that's where we have the next section. Now we have styles, right? These are all different types of styles, and every single style also has or should have all the lighting and the foundation stuff, the tonality, the editing, etc. It should have a hook body CTA, and then you can mix and match with these, mess around with them. We have skits, right? Skits is what I've done millions in GMV through. If you have someone that's willing to record content with you, you should do skits. Faceless is literally just you not being in the video, obviously. B-roll and text on screen. B-roll is just clips. and then text on screen is just text, and then talking head is pretty self-explanatory, right? You're just talking in front of the camera. In the beginning, you should cast a very wide net. If you've tested a bunch of these and one seems to do better, of course you can double down on them. This is where 80% of creators stop, right? I genuinely think 90% of creators get 1 and 2. And then there's a small percentage of people who can like understand these different styles and test them. This is where it gets fun, right? Now we have frameworks. If you've been doing TikTok Shop and actually studying TikTok Shop, you've seen these frameworks, right? And the problem with creators is they'll just see, for example, a reverse psychology hook. If you do TikTok Shop, you've seen this, right? I'm definitely returning this product. This is what the reverse psychology hook is. They'll start off with saying, I'm definitely returning this product. And it's not because selling point. It's also not because selling point, right? It's a framework and it's good. It's going viral right now. The problem is creators will do that without having the foundation, without the video structure, without understanding which style they should use for it. So all these things you need first before you even touch frameworks, right? So now we have frameworks. If you understand styles, what you can do is you can say, okay, so this reverse psychology framework is doing really well right now, but every creator who's doing it is doing faceless, right? Or talking head. That's what a lot of the styles were. So every style with the reverse psychology framework was talking head or faceless. So what I did recently with my buddy made us $1,000 in a day, like very quick. I saw, okay, the reverse psychology framework is working really well with talking head and faceless. What if we made a skit and did the reverse psychology framework, right? This is getting in the weeds, so stick with me here. Once you find frameworks that are doing well and you have the foundation done, you have video structure, you understand hook body CTA, now you're just plugging and playing and messing around with different frameworks and styles. So another example, comparison. A lot of people, when they do comparison, this is where you're literally have like 3 to 5 products and you're just comparing all of them. Typically what creators will do is just copy the exact comparison video. But the problem is everyone's already seen this. Comparison, everyone's doing faceless or talking head. What if you did a skit comparison video? What if you did the framework that's working really well, but in a style no one has seen it? This is how you create trends. This is how you're going to be the one being copied now. Example, what's the difference? It's basically the same as a comparison. The green screen is doing really well right now. How can you take the green screen and do it in a different style? This would be interesting. I don't know how you would do this because typically you have to do talking head for green screen. But if you could do some type of green screen skit, I don't know how it'd be possible, but it would be nuts. So this is the whole point. There are always new frameworks on TikTok Shop. And if you just want to be like everybody else, you just copy the video for what it is, opposed to understanding these 4 main things that each video has. Any new creator watching this video, nail these things down. Nail down the foundation first and the video structure first, different styles you can play around with. Then when you go to frameworks, all this is going to work. Now you can just plug and play with it. But if you start from a framework and you're missing the foundation, you're missing what a good hook is, you're missing the body, you're missing the scarcity and the urgency. If you don't understand these different styles, you will never be able to be the one starting trends. So I highly recommend, yes, it's important to understand what's going on, but the creators who are starting these trends and who are doing really well with these trends understand these first things. And the creators who are going to go on to not just like get lucky with like copying one of these reverse psychology videos and going viral, and the ones who are actually going to start trends and continue to do consistent 50K months, understand that you can just plug and play styles and frameworks. You can literally just plug and play styles and frameworks. If there's a new framework that comes out and you can be the first one to do it with a style that hasn't been done before, you'll print and you start trends. So hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully I didn't get too into the weeds here, but at the end of the day, if you don't have a foundation, nothing else matters. If you don't understand hook body CTA, this is very basics. Nothing else matters, right? It's like trying to go straight to the NBA. You never played basketball before. Then you go into styles, play into your competitive advantages. If you have someone to do videos with, do skits. If you're corporate, you should quit. But if you're not quitting, you should do faceless. If you can't put your face in the camera, obviously. B-roll and text on screen if you love editing, like moms crush with this. talking head stuff if you're extremely charismatic. Test a very wide net at first. Then you have frameworks, obviously. These things are a great way to find these is just daily virals. Study frameworks, not just watching videos to copy videos. I think I just lagged out a little bit. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Anyways, hopefully this all makes sense. Every layer goes deeper, right? Inside of each one, there's hook formulas. There's pacing and retention. There's CTAs, like different types of CTAs. Each style is going to be different depending on the product, right? And who the target audience is. This can go way deeper, right? It's not just kind of just a basic overview for you guys to understand the 4 layers. You're ahead of 90% of creators if you understand this. Most creators genuinely do not understand this. Inside of Content Economy, this is a little shameless plug here for giving so much free information. We break down all of these way more in depth, right? We have calls every single week. We break down videos every single week. We go through all these different frameworks. A big thing with frameworks is how quick can you see a new framework and be the first one to mix it up a little bit and do something different. So we're constantly finding these things out. We find one on a call, throw it to one of our creators, they go viral and print money. I keep lagging. I'm going to end this video. If you guys do want to see if you're a good fit for Content Economy, we do not work with everybody. This is not fake scarcity, but if you seem like you're going to be a headache, we don't want to work with you. If you want to just skip the headache and stop trying to figure this out on your own, I'll have an application down below to see if you're a good fit. Hopefully this was helpful. I'm going to keep doing videos like this. So subscribe and comment down below any questions you guys have. I'll try to answer all of them. See you in the next video.